It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Top Out Brewery and it's their dark Abbey Belgian style ale. It's a limited edition number 1. There you go. The mountain contours on the map, on the bottle label, is a great design. And every beer I've had from the Top Out Brewery has been absolutely smashing. It's easily my brewery so far of 2014. What a find. I'm glad I found them. Black bottle cap on this one. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Did I mention it was 8.9% ABV? Loads of smoke on the opening. And I can't contain myself anymore. I'm going to tell you. I nearly told you in the last review, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I'm going down to the GBBF, the Great British Beer Festival, this Tuesday, which is just 4 days away. And I'm going down there to tell the good people of London that I will be going up to the Top Out Brewery shortly. And we're going to brew a beer. At this stage of the kind of development of this beer, I won't tell you the style. I can tell you the style. I will leave that as a surprise. But yeah, next collaboration, you heard it here first, will be with the Top Out Brewery up near Edinburgh in Scotland. So, comments. What I'd like from you guys, you've seen me review the Cone IPA from Top Out. I've reviewed their great sessionable beer, their staple pale ale, really good beer. This Dark Abbey I'll be reviewing now. We've done a smoked porter and one more I believe, but it's just slipped my mind. So they're the styles of beer that I've reviewed from the Top Out Brewery. So an IPA, a pale ale, a smoked porter, now a Belgian style ale. What's left? What do you think we're going to brew? Comment, please. Beer in the glass. It did have a one finger creamy head on it. Got lovely lacing. Love the way the carbonation chases the beer up the glass. That just shows that it's got a big full body to the beer. It's a jet black beer in the glass. Let's get the aroma. Looks great. Oh man alive. And that just smells fantastic. Again, I believe I mentioned this in the smoked porter review. If you did a blind taste test on this beer and you just told somebody, look, it's a Belgium style beer, blind taste test, is it from Belgium? You'd say yes, you really would. There is nothing different from that in the aroma than any of the top Belgian beers that I've reviewed over the years. It's got that, I call it nail varnish quality to the beer. Obviously it's not nail varnish, but it just gives you that Belgian nail varnish aroma that we all know and love. Very fruity, very spicy, very pungent. You get a little tickle of the alcohol on your eyes. Oh, I'm going to dive in. Cheers. Oh. Wow. The dark malts are great. But it's an infusion of other things. It's not just about dark malt. The dark roasted chocolate coffee caramel is just a small part of this beer. Around that, circling around that taste, is Belgian yeast, that fruity, estery Belgian yeast, that fruity, almost lemony, candied sugar taste that comes with a Belgian beer. that tickle of alcohol I had that was just kind of touching the inside of my eyes there. There's no taste of the alcohol whatsoever. This is, well, and the drinkability again, it's almost stout-like. It's got a nice creamy consistency to the beer. So it's a bit of a hybrid. It's a bit of a hybrid in that it tastes very much like a stout, but then also it tastes very much like a Belgian ale, and that infuses, that combines together to give you a remarkably good tasting beer. And at this stage, I'm only mentioning it now, but I didn't know, I only knew about the collaboration on the smoked porter review, and that was equally a great beer. I review beer as it is. I'm not overhyping this beer because I'm going up to the Top Out Brewery and I've got to shake the brewer's hand and we've got to brew a beer and we've got to go drinking some beer. Because if this was a bad beer, I would say so. I've always been about that. I'm not overhyping the beer. I'm just, it's almost like a disclaimer at this stage where I'm just saying, yes, I'm going to brew with them, but yes, in its own right, this is equally a great beer. The taste just bounces off the tongue. Because it's got that thick, stout-like medium body to the beer. It sits on the tongue and it sits on the inside of the mouth just long enough before it goes down to give you all of the tastes in this beer, the sensations, the flavours, the spiciness, the clove. Oh, it's mesmerising. So, let me top it all off. Chocolate, coffee, caramel of a stout to begin with. Then a spicy clovey taste. Then a fruity Belgian yeasty taste that comes through. That fruity Belgian beer comes through on the back end. You've got the carbonation that uplifts the beer. And then you've got the medium mouthfeel that lets the beer sit there and slide down the throat to let all of them flavours just explode on your palate. Raisin also, bit of raisin in the beer, bit of plum. Yeah, it's a damn good beer. Top Out Brewery, dark Abbey Belgian style ale, coming in at 8.9% ABV. Rating. I called their Cone IPA the best ever Scottish IPA I've ever tried. I've still not had a better one from Scotland. This is equally as good, but in its own right, in its own style. Still, Top Out Brewery for me is my brewery of 2014. They have just blown my mind. I hope that everybody who's watching is intrigued enough to want to try their beer. It will go out and try their beer. It's great stuff. But yeah, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer reviews and cheers.